What's up, everybody? If you thought crypto was just about trading and watching charts, there are more ways to make passive income even while you're sleeping in crypto. In this video, I'll break down the best methods for earning yield from your crypto, how to lend, borrow, earn fees, and all of that great stuff. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we're going to cover the best platforms to look at in 2025. Let's dive right into staking, and you may be asking, what exactly is staking? It's the act of locking up tokens to help secure a network. You have native staking directly on chain versus platform-based staking, and the estimate returns beat traditional markets big time, earning up to 4 to 10% and even more depending on the token and depending on the platform. This is Rocket Pool. It's the leading decentralized liquid staking protocol for Ethereum. Stake your ETH, earn rewards, and help secure Ethereum. This is also Lido, a decentralized staking platform where you can stake Ethereum and earn 2.7% APR. You will earn more staking different tokens. For example, you can earn 7.71% APY with MarginFi staking Solana. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do so. So you can come here, click stake. We're going to click the token we want to stake, and we're going to go ahead and stake the Solana that we have. So extremely easy to do so, and with the click of a button, you could start staking with any amount that you have, whether it be $5 or it be $5 million. And as easy as that, we are now minting LST, the liquid staking token, which will be earning 7.85% APY. And to dive deeper, you can build strategies, for example, looping. So you can actually lend your token or stake your token, so supplying, and actually borrow against it. So I'll give you guys a quick example. Imagine you wanted to stake some Solana or supply some Solana, and then you could borrow USD against it. So what you would essentially be doing is you would be staking Solana, you would be borrowing USD, you would be buying more Solana with that USD, and then repeating it, hence the name looping. And we could dive into that in another video, as it is a little bit more complex. So you have centralized applications like Bybit and many other exchanges offering staking, as you have, balances on these sexes, so they want you to utilize them instead of withdrawing your funds. So a lot of these centralized exchanges have now offered staking, so you can earn approximately 10%. The last 30 days was 11.25%, which is huge. Imagine you had a huge bag of Solana, you didn't want to trade, and you just wanted to earn a passive income. And most of these platforms are paying out daily, so it's a great way to earn while you're sleeping. You can also see Bybit also offers Bybit Earn, where you can stake different types of tokens. It could be stable coins, your favorite crypto coins, and you definitely want to look through these contracts, the different types of APRs, the length, everything to do your own research before jumping into them. Do they have a withdrawal fee? All of that good stuff to make sure that you're covered. Some pros with staking is it's quite easy, simple, reliable, and some cons are the lockup periods. Sometimes you need to be committed to that lockup period, or there might be a slashing or some sort of withdrawal fee. Also volatility depending on what you're lending out. So your health score could be climbing up if you're lending and borrowing. So you want to make sure that you're always on top of repayments, or you're just borrowing and lending in a safe manner. So it's extremely easy to do so. And now let's jump into the lending aspect. Here is Aave. It is the world's largest liquidity protocol. Supply, borrow, swap, and stake more with Aave. Let's take a look at what you could do here. You can see that they have a bunch of different cryptos that you could supply. So you'd be earning 2% APY, and then you could also borrow as well. So with lending, it's extremely easy to lend your stable coins. or crypto assets to earn interest in DeFi. And like I mentioned, even borrow against it. You can see they're giving 4% on USDT. So you can easily come here. And I think they have over $40 billion managed on Aave. So you are good to go. Also, let's talk about over collateralized, because these loans are all over collateralized, meaning you have to deposit more than you borrow. For example, to borrow $100 in crypto, you might need to lock up $150 worth of assets. This protects lenders from high volatility of crypto prices and removes the need for credit checks or traditional banks. And let me show you guys a perfect example of this. I'm not just sharing this stuff for you guys to go and test out. I actually do this myself. Instead of selling my Bitcoin, and I'm doing this on Bybit, I have taken out a crypto loan. So I have deposited about 0.5 BTC total, and I've borrowed against it. I mean, I'll give you the reasoning to why I've done this. First of all, I don't want to sell my Bitcoin. Second of all, I think Bitcoin's going to keep moving upwards. As you can see right here, we've broken all-time highs. So what I could do is borrow against it, pay a pretty cheap fee to borrow, and if Bitcoin doubles, I could just pay this back extremely easy by redeeming some Bitcoin or just by paying it back instead of selling my Bitcoin. And then I have the flexibility to use this stable coin to maybe invest it into more trades, take other types of trades. And the opportunities are endless, but you definitely want to know what you're doing. I wouldn't just go ahead and max borrow and run up the tabs, because it could get dangerous. The pros is flexible earnings, and of course the cons. With the decentralized applications, you have smart contract risks, platform risks. Over the years, we've seen a ton of platforms crash and users have lost their hard-earned money. So let's jump into another way of how you can make income, and that's by providing liquidity. LP. And Curve is a huge platform. You can see a total deposits of $1.8 billion. And with providing liquidity, you need to provide two tokens. So you can see here, this is providing DAI in USDC. So you're providing two stable coins and earning an APY of almost 8%, which is huge. Here you're providing three tokens, DAI, USD, and USDC, and earning 7%. So Curve.finance is a huge platform to provide liquidity, create pools, and you can also use PancakeSwap. And the thing with this is you want to make sure that you understand what impermanent loss is, and understanding the positions that you're getting into, the pools that you're getting into. Don't fall for high APRs like this, because the way the pool works is if you deposit, let's say $100 in USDT and $100 in BR, it will balance out. For example, if somebody is buying BR, it will use the BR that you've deposited and balance it out with USDT. So depending on what you bought that token for, you might be left with the balance of USDT and no more BR if the price moves up forward extremely fast and the demand is high. So you might see an impermanent loss with the price that you bought the BR for, because it could move up in price and you'd be stuck with the USDT. And I kind of look for more safer ones like the stablecoin ones, or even you can see that USDT and BNB is offering a 37% APR. So people that I know that aren't trading and are focusing on providing liquidity, lending, borrowing, finding the best dApps to give them the best yields are making great money, because this is what they focus on. They understand the in and outs, they understand the risks, and this is, their bread and butter. While I'm more so of a trader and I understand the power of compounding, lending, earning these yields, I personally don't deploy my funds into LPs and provide liquidity unless I'm just doing a single asset, staking like Sol, or lending out my BTC, or lending out my stable coins. And next, let's move into real yield protocols. Probably a lot of you guys have heard of GMX. It's a derivatives platform. So they share real protocol revenue, often in ETH or stable coins. And real yield equals revenue-based payouts instead of token inflation. You want to make sure you look at each project's dashboards or analytics before doing so. So let's go ahead to the stake section, and you can see by staking GMX, you will get a 12.58% APR. And APRs are updated weekly on Wednesdays and will depend on the fees collected for the week. Another one is Synthetics right here. And they're offering a huge APY on SUSD and SNX coin, approximately 44% and 41% for the stablecoin. Of course, there are risks. I believe GMX recently got hacked, so you want to make sure that the protocols you're picking, the teams are doxed, they've been there for quite some time, they're raking in profits, revenues that they can share with you guys. You do some research on the tokenomics, understand the structure, and is it profitable? Is it sustainable? And then potentially jump into these real yield protocols, because you will have to buy their token. And another thing to take into consideration is if that token's going to drop 20%, 30%, 50%, is it worth it to be staking it for some of the revenues? And risk and security is something we definitely need to cover. And I want to make sure that you guys totally understand that you need to use trusted protocols with good reputation, some audits, and always read the tokenomics, as I mentioned, in the withdrawal terms. Also, make sure to store large funds in hardware wallets. We have a bunch of tutorials on every major hardware wallet, and don't fall for high APY traps without sustainable models. You don't need to be a trader to make money in crypto. Let your coins work for you. If you want tutorials on any of these platforms, just comment below, and don't forget to check out Blockchain Academics for full guides and updated DeFi strategies.